I thought I had the base to an artillery shell here. I could see that when I looked down, but then when I picked it up and flipped it over, look how that's shaped as to what it might be. Although I'm not 100%, but I think it's a drill bit, a broken off point to a drill bit. But I could be wrong on that. It's kind of weird looking though. So I'm working my way up this big broad river here today. I have been here before, but never to this spot. But I did some research. I think we might find some Civil War stuff, at least I'm hoping. There is a ford just upriver from me, and I'm kind of working my way up that direction. I found my first keeper, so I thought I'd make a video. If you find nothing else, you may never see this, but at least you're going to see this, hopefully. A little baby hatchet. Look at that. I have no idea how old that is, but it's a little guy. I mean, it's not ancient, I don't think, but it could be Civil War era. Been finding a lot of pieces of what look like railroad stuff, and there is a railroad not too far behind me, so I suspect we're going to have to deal with a lot of that today too. But that's okay. It's a beautiful day. Oh man, it's like 95. You can probably see the sweat pouring off me. I love it. I wish it would stay like this all year. Might have to move to Australia in the winter time. What do you think? Make some gold videos down there. That's my dream. A boy can dream. Well, I'm already about halfway up to the ford, and I haven't found much of interest. Until now, I found like a little hammer. Towing my boat behind me, wearing me out, these rapids. But yeah, I got this little hammer. This is like a wagon hammer or something. It's been bent really bad. Pretty cool. A lot of people call these artillery hammers because they think that they use them on, artillerymen use them. That's not what they are at all. So don't be fooled by that if you see them on eBay listed as artillery hammers, because they're not. I mean, some artillery guy might have picked them up in the course of a 4-year war, but chances are much greater that some civilian picked them up in the last, 300 years of this nation's history, or history of iron anyway. So, do the math. Well, we have our first homemade sinker. I already swiped the silt off of it. Not sure what that's made out of. Well, I mean, it's lead, but almost looks like a solder, but I don't know for sure. But that's a good sign. That means maybe, just maybe, this place hasn't been dogged to death. I've been seeing signs that have led me to believe someone's been digging here already. A little bit of iron thrown up that's exposed. But that could have been natural, I guess. I mean, that was a big old signal right there, and it shouldn't have been missed. So we'll see. For all you youngins out there, I'm going to teach you something. This is one of the problems we have when we're on the river detecting, is when, a lot of these barrels and things were made out of iron like this back in the old days. Now they're all plastic, and this iron starts rusting and it just falls apart. And, during floods, trees will hit it and just break it all apart. So it's everywhere in the rivers. Look at the cool little buglets. I'm not sure what kind they are, but I know they're not Helgramites. Alright, let's keep going. Deeper water, man. We need deeper water. Can cool off a little bit. Well, so far this is turning out to be a terrible little spot. About where I thought the ford might be, but it could be a little bit further ahead. But this area along here is just full of trash. You can see these big things like this. But if you look up on the bank, you can see like the modern bricks that have the holes in them. There's a lot of gravel and stuff that's just falling down into the water and just spreading out all the way down through there. Looks like it's maybe 1970s stuff, 60s, 70s, 80s. Horrible. Could be good stuff under it, but you just can't. I can't dig all that junk. I just don't have the patience on such a hot day. There's a little dumping area right here by this bank. It's a big piece of equipment of some kind. I'm not sure what it is. Looks like it has some hydraulic hoses and a big electric motor on it though. We're not going to carry that out of here. And there's something over there and lots of stuff floating downstream. Maybe once we get above here it'll get better, I hope. Probably out further in the water it'll be better anyway. It won't be quite as much of this junk anyway. We've been seeing our share of dead turtles this summer, or this, well, yeah, I guess it's summer, it's not spring anymore. Heck, it's almost fall. There's a poor little box turtle that is no more. Nice shell on him. If you're allowed to keep these things, and I'm going to go ahead and keep this thing. Stuff them full of bullets for display. That's horrible. Poor little thing. I feel so ghoulish right now. That human. Too spooky for me. So we all know what this is, don't we? Yeah, this is a leg hold animal trap. And this is what trappers use to catch animals by the foot or leg. In theory, the animal will put their foot right in the middle of there, right where that brown leaf is. There's a pan that would snap the trap on his leg and hold him until he drowned. The trapper killed him or he starved to death. This one actually was never stepped in, or wasn't stepped in before it was lost because it's open. So that means it probably got washed away in a flood. Leg hold animal trap. So what's in the rock? There's something that is rusted inside this concretion of rocks and mud. I was hoping it was going to be an artillery shell, but it's too thin. But what do you think it is? Anyone have any idea? It's the shape of a flat iron, but I'm not sure. What we're going to do is take it over here to this rock here. Nice big rock. And we're going to smash it until it breaks open. And we're going to see what golden treasure is inside. Alright, you're going to have to cover your eyes. There's going to splash water everywhere. Cover your eyes. Slowly. It's coming. Not looking good. It's looking like pig iron. I forgot all about pig iron. That's probably what it is. I don't want to hit my fingers on it. Alright. Yep, that's what it is. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a piece of pig iron. I'll take it up to over to the boat here and pop it in there. And we'll work on it a little bit more and see for sure. Alright, sorry about that. That wasn't very exciting. Well, I might as well pick up my pick while I'm at it. There we go. Alright. My boat's gone. Oh, you know what? I thought my boat floated away because I've had it tied to me all day, but I actually tied it to a tree way up the river there. Sorry about the little cuss word. Hey, it's another bone. Is it human? A human bone? Let's look. Oh, I think it is. Let's put it back. Been finding a lot of big pieces of iron through here, mostly plow points. You can see some down there have been piling up. But I just got this big kettle, this big broken kettle. That could date to the Civil War before, no problem. So I have a little more hope on this side. I was on the other side, didn't find anything. Sorry about the wind. Really windy midday. A lot of thermals kicking off, so can't help that. Haven't found anything except that one sinker so far. A piece of a kettle. Alright. Now always be careful when you're hunting in the deep mud like I am here, because this is where the leeches live. Snapping turtles too, but they'll get out of your way. But leeches, if they're hungry, will, well, they're going to take a bite out of you and get a gallon or two of your blood. So if you don't like leeches, stay out of the mud. Yes, I'm a poet. Didn't even know it. Got another leg hold trap. This one's a little bit newer. You can see it's got the V on the trap pan. That means Victor. That's the type of trap it is. That's been snapped. I don't see any little leg bones in there, but they could have rotted out. Probably lots of them along here. I've seen some muskrat holes going back in the bank. And if you look here, this is where muskrat's been sitting, eating those little baby clams. So apparently there's a lot of muskrats around here, and that's probably what they're after. Muskrats and raccoons. Well, I just found that trap down there, and I found my first musket ball. Now, this is kind of a small caliber, so it's probably not military, although it could be. That could very well be, and that could be colonial era up to the Civil War, probably not much after. But that's been dropped, so that's a good sign. Found it right there in those rocks. So we're gonna look around here a little bit closer. And that could be a pistol ball, I suppose. It's kind of big though for that. But it's definitely a musket ball of some sort. Nice. That's where I found the little musket ball right there. You can see where I kind of cleaned it out. And when I ran my machine over the hole, so I want to check it again, I can hear more targets. Listen. I think there's at least 3 more balls in there. It could be many, many more. At least I think they're balls because it sounds like the same type of target. Let's go into water and get out of this wind. Did you see any? I think I see 2 way over there. You probably already know. It's a little bit harder to see when you're up above them. Let's go down and look. I'll grab them. Hold on. I know I heard more than one, so I'll do a little more fanning here. And we'll back under and look again. I know I could grab them really quick with a pinpointer, but this is kind of more fun, don't you think? I do, especially since it's been kind of a slow day. All right, let's go back under. Well, let's wait for it to clear just a little bit. All right, that's probably good enough. All right, we'll get the pinpointer out next. What's your thoughts? Why is there a little group of musket balls there? A little smaller than military, maybe. I mean, most military are 54, 58, or 69 caliber. Those look to be about 50 or so. Maybe colonial era. Could be Civil War. I'm thinking that dude who was taking that pig iron that we found to Market, which we found just below us there, maybe his bateau sunk right here, and he fell out, lost all his gear, all his musket balls. Indians came down the bank and scalped him. What do you think? Could have happened, you know. All right, let's get the pinpointer out. I see 3. I thought I heard another one back here closer to me, but I didn't see one. Let's check with the electronics. Let's get the machine out and listen. And sorry about that wind. I'm glad there's air here, but no, yeah. See, that's another musket ball or 2 right there. I don't hear any more up there for sure. It might be. All right, let's just go ahead and work this over good. Those 3 are still up on that rock, so we're good there. Hold your breath. I'm always hoping when the dust clears that there's a big old gold coin staring at us. Hope you hope the same thing. Ooh, that's a bigger one. It's a bigger musket ball that's kind of deformed and another small one. This is interesting. That's a nice little spot right here, I think. Not sure about that. Looks like it's been carved almost, or maybe they put a little slit in it to string it for a sinker. It's kind of a strange one. All right, let's go ahead and gather them up. See what we have so far, so we can get a fresh sweep of the grounds. I'm going to go ahead and dump them in the bag. Wait. Where they go? Hopefully I haven't lost any. Let's listen again. Back you. That's my boot. Okay, no more. There might be another one up and underneath this stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off. And if I see shiny gold, I'll turn it back on. I went ahead and tied the boat up because I'm getting a lot of signals up here where those little round balls were. Oh, beer can. Watch yourself, beer can. Beer ball with nice sharp edges. Watch yourself on that. God, if we can find the spot again. Yeah, here it was up here. But I'm getting a lot more signals in here, which could be just more round balls or it could be little gold coins. Revolutionary War era buttons. Somewhere in here I was getting signals. That's the hole right there where I dug those round balls. Oh yeah, I guess it would help if I turned my metal detector on. Sometimes it helps. Alright, up to here. It's in the 20s, so that's iron. We won't fool with that, but probably iron. We might dig that one now. But I had more 60s, which are typically bullets. I thought I did. Yeah, so there's at least one thing there. That's good. And up here, I think I heard some more. Well, I don't know. I know I heard 2 or 3 signals. But see, I can go up and look along the bank here and kind of make it more exciting for myself. See how far they spread out. Not have to worry about somebody digging them while I'm doing it. That's why I like to dig by myself. Alright, I don't hear any more up here. Let's go ahead and dig these. I'll wait till the water clears. I'll go back toward the boat and we'll work our way back upriver. The bird scared me. I'm working my way back upriver where I found those other musket balls is right up in there. But I'm getting a good signal right here, which I think is probably going to be another musket ball, or at least lead. What we're going to do is just go under with our little fingers and see if we can just feel it. Since they're so shallow, a lot of times you can just kind of mush your fingers along. But this isn't going to be one of those times. Now it's a sinker or something. Yep, there we go. Alright, this is a fired bullet. Post-Civil War. One way you can tell if you look at these little lines that are going through it, what normally we would call rings, you can see they have little serrations going up and down called cantilures. And that's an invention that postdates the Civil War. I think they were invented like 1880s or 90s or 1910 or something. So if you ever see that, it's not a Civil War bullet. And we've got a signal right beside it. That sounds pretty good. We'll get the old probe pointer out on this one because it looks like there's a lot of loose rocks in there. This will speed the process up a little bit. I'm not going to put you under though because yeah, move some of these rocks. It's going to just get really cloudy here. There's not a whole lot of current. Ay, that's a great big rock there. I wish we could move it. Make it easier for us, but we can't. So we shan't. Alright. One pointer. Can you find it? This isn't very interesting for you. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off and I'll show you what it is. Just a modern pistol casing. Anytime you find one of these that has a center fire like this, is a set called a center fire cartridge. That's post-Civil War. They did not have them in the 1860s. All the metallic cartridges, well, a lot of them, or most of them, were rim fire. So if you ever see that in the center, you know it's not that old. Well, at least not 1860s old. Well, I just picked up 2 more musket balls and a little square nail right out of that hole there, and that's where I dug the other bunch. So I think there's still some more in here. Hope you'll bear with me. We'll try to find a few more. Because like I said, you never know when one of them's going to turn out to be a gold coin. Because you know, the gold coin will sound pretty much like one of these musket balls. Because lead and gold. Yeah, there's another one. Lead and gold really aren't that far apart as far as on the periodic table and weights and whatnot. Alright, let's go under and look. Alright, I think the silt's about cleared. Another little nest of them. Well, maybe not so much a nest as a pair. So I went ahead and popped across the river and just found this little homemade bullet. I cannot say it was made from a bullet, homemade bullet. Homemade sinker. I can't say it's made from a bullet, but it's pretty cool. Water's fairly clear, nice and flat here, so I mean someone was sitting up on that bank right there fishing, and maybe they threw a bunch of gold coins out here. What do you think? Well, no gold coins yet. We do have a rifle casing. Marvelous. You know, I keep showing you those traps and talking about muskrats, and I don't know how many people know what muskrats are, but they're kind of like a very small beaver, but they don't eat wood and they don't have a flat tail. But if you just saw it, you might think it was a small beaver. And they do build huts like beavers in swampy areas, but along rivers, just like beavers, they'll burrow up into the banks there. And that's a muskrat hole right there, and this is a muskrat hole right here. And what the trappers do is they take that trap, either the leg hole like I've been finding today, or the conibears, which are the square ones, which squeeze them to death, and they'll set it right here in this hole. So they'll take the trap in the wintertime, not in the summer. They'll set it right in front of the entrance of the hole. So whenever the muskrat swims in or swims out of the hole, he'll get into the conibear and he'll snap shut and kill him. Now you can put your footholds up in there too, or you can use scent to put traps up in here. You know, you'd want them underwater and have a little scent here so the muskrat will smell it and come over and crawl up to sniff it and put his foot in it, snap, he's trapped, jumps back into the water, and hopefully the trap is weighted, so once he gets in here, it just brings him to the bottom and he drowns. Hopefully. Now sometimes if they're not set properly and they're not weighted, the muskrat will get his foot caught and then sit up here on this log for a few hours until he chews his leg off, and then he's a 3-footed muskrat and he'll swim away. Probably dies, I don't know. We're on the inside bend of the river now, so this is like a low pressure area. When it's flooded, man, what are those bubbles coming up over there? I just walked by that. I wonder what we're gonna have to go back and look at that. That's weird. But all the light stuff is gathering in here. In fact, I think this is a shovel. He has a big old like coal shovel or something. And there's a lot of wood and nails and cans, but we're gonna have to look and see what those bubbles are. I'm somewhat mystified. I don't remember seeing anything when I walked past it. It's probably some type of drain from a factory or I don't know, business up there in the woods. I'm not exactly sure what's up there. Oh no, those are those little whirligig beetles. Yeah, let's go look at them. A lot of you guys might not have seen whirligig beetles. What's that? You see there's all kinds of tires and stuff here that I'm walking over. I haven't really been doing much filming because I'm walking down river and everything is very muddy. But yeah, check out these beetles. You see all these little bugs in here? It looks like it's raining. Those are water skeeters. I think they call them water spiders too. They're not spiders, but they kind of look like them. They actually walk on water. They're pretty cool. But these are what we call whirligigs. I'm not sure what their real name is. They're kind of cool. Look at them. They say, "No, Mr. Bo, don't scare us." Are they cool? They'll just float downstream and do their thing. I don't know if anything eats them, but they probably do, but I think they're probably so fast that they can't catch them. Yeah, they're slowly working their way back up to this little area. They must like it up here. Probably because it's shallow and fish can't get them. They're a little bit resting right now. Not going crazy. They're kind of cool looking though, aren't they? Watch this. Hey, buddies. Oh well, alright. It's almost like maybe a turtle was sitting in there. Did we dare put our foot there and see? This is the area where I found those bullets, and I think I ended up with, I don't know, 8 or 12 or so, somewhere in between there. I didn't really count them yet, but you can see I found them from right there down to about right here. So there's about a 6-foot swath, maybe 2 feet wide. Those bullets were lost at least 150 years ago, probably up to 250 years ago, in a group, probably in a bag, a shot bag of some sort. And that's how much they spread with all the floods that we've had in the last couple hundred years. That much. So for you guys that think that, yeah, a flood's gonna just wash everything everywhere across the river, it doesn't. It finds little pockets and little holes like that, and it settles in and just sits there. In fact, you can tell by looking at these musket balls that I found, they haven't been like rolling around at all even. They've just settled in and stuck. As if they've been rolling around to be the size of BBs or birdshot right now. Now, if it was something lighter, even a musket that has wood on it or something like that, sure, that could get dragged down the river a ways until it gets wedged in somewhere in a low pressure area. But as far as coins and bullets and heavier things, they find the first little crack that they can get to, snuggle down in there. I just passed over some river treasure. I'm coming back to get it. What do you think? Oh, no glass. Can't put my eyeballs in that one. Now that's a treasure. Hey, I don't think I'll be carrying that out with me. There's a lot of junk in this little spot right here. I see river treasure. Gotta grab it though before it gets cloudy. If I can find it now. See it plain as day. There we go. What do you think? Ooh, that's a tall one. That's a nice paddle. We'll definitely save that. That's almost as tall as me. I will definitely save that one. So we didn't do great today, but we didn't get skunked, which is always nice. Round balls, a lot of round balls. This is what we ended up with. I think there's about 11 of them there. Now, it's kind of a smaller caliber. That's a 69, so those are probably 50s. Got a few sinkers, a few handmade sinkers, a couple rifle casings. These are fired modern bullets. Got a couple of those today. Got a little baby hatchet, which is kind of cute, and a hammer, like a wagon hammer, and a turtle shell. This is some stuff from another hunt, I do believe. That was from yesterday, and I think I'm going to make a video from that hunt as well. But yeah, so that's about it. Definitely not the best day on the river, but again, this was a new spot. Probably not going to come back here. Nah, we got too many other places to check out. In fact, tomorrow is going to be river treasure. My videos aren't in sequence though, so sorry about that. Subbing me is always a good thing too, for me anyway. Hopefully for you guys as well. A lot of videos on tap. As of today, I have over 20 of them uploaded, but I can, I'm only going to do like one a day because I don't want to overload you guys. And they're not always the best videos, but I do what I can do. So single day hunts, not bad. Big plans for this thing in a couple of days. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. All right, we'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out with me today.